Welcome back to a Master and Apprentice podcast.
Today's episode, updates, kids.
Updates, Lego updates, Star Wars updates. I'll start however my notes start. So the first one is this bad boy. You know who this is, Afton?
No.
You don't remember him from Rogue One?
Yeah. Yep.
Andor, Cassian Andor. So I don't remember if you knew he's getting his own show. Most likely season 1 will be dropping this year. Don't know when.
That was sexy. Rogue One was very successful, and I liked it a lot.
Yes, it's gonna be exciting, but I don't know when season 1's dropping, right? So that could be dropping this year or beginning of next year. Regardless, I forget who was the one who confirmed it, but we got a confirmation if we're getting at least a second season of this show. So that's good because we don't know if we're getting a second season of Boba Fett. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After this season of Mando, we don't know if we're getting another season. So that's not like crazy big news, but it's news. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's 2 seasons that we know before the show's even dropped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the show is dropping this year. I could be wrong, but we'll see. So that's some news. It's exciting. It's gonna be more like kind of like a spy show, because he was kind of a spy.
He was like a rival and all that. Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I got to rewatch Rogue One to see what he did again. I mean, I watched it relatively recently, but I mean I remember his character. I mean, his face looked a lot like this one guy I was thinking of, but totally wrong person. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool.
Second is there's this code going around that was leaked by multiple sources, multiple leakers. It's a code name. What we have, it's a show. I forget what it's called. Something school. Anyways, what we've heard about it so far is most likely going to be taking place during the High Republic, which you don't know anything about, which is fine. There's a bunch of books coming out. Like that's pretty much all the books and comics that came out last year. That's what they were all about. So finally, it'd be nice to get some show or some other stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be during the High Republic. It's vibes. It's supposed to kind of like Stranger Things, so like a young adult kind of TV show where it's like scary, but not like complete horror. So
not like a complete horror. I just looked it up. Grammar Rodeo, is that the code?
Yes, Grammar Rodeo. That's the thing that's been leaked. So it's supposed to be about a bunch of like teenagers during the High Republic. So I'm assuming like Jedi Knights, and because if it's got like a Stranger Things kind of vibe, because the two things that people have been saying about it is High Republic and Stranger Things kind of a show, like a young adult scary-ish. And if it's gonna be those two, I'm gonna assume it's a bunch of young Jedi Knights, Padawans most likely.
Yeah. So this article right here, it just started off with Samuel L. Jackson, and then it says, these are huge fan actors and directors. Come on, you can't do that to me. You can't list Samuel L. Jackson, and yeah, he was popular, yeah. Come on, I wanted... If he was going to be in there, that'd be kind of sexy, but...
So that's some news. Yeah. I heard it could be... they could start filming, like, coming up next month. Which would be crazy because if they start filming next month, at the most, we're going to get it next year around that time. Yeah. So that's interesting. I don't really know anything about the High Republic. I've read one of the books. I was confused like for half of the book, but we'll see. It's interesting. I'm excited to see what they bring. This is kind of old news, but there was a series I think it was Jedi Rangers, Republic Rangers, or something like that, Galactic Rangers, right? So we didn't know anything about it. It was just something that they had a couple years ago. But like this is one of the shows coming out. Like Kenobi's coming out, Andor's coming out, Rangers was coming out, something like that, right? I think that got canceled or something to that nature, and we're going to be getting most likely a Bo-Katan series.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Holy crap! They are really expanding on that time period.
Well, you mean between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting. Boba Fett didn't do shit. I mean, for the lore. I mean, it was cool for Boba Fett, but like the things that it did do for the main story, like for lore, was Mando stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Mando
backstory for Boba. That's it.
Yeah, Mando, Ahsoka, because Ahsoka's coming out next year, and that'll be during the same time, and Bo-Katan. So some pretty good stuff during that time. But we don't really I don't think any of that's confirmed. It's just like some like maybe some leaks or rumors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bo-Katan book of Boba Fett is what I was thinking. Bo-Katan TV show would be awesome. I think. Do you think it'd also be about Mandalorian more than Bo-Katan?
No, I don't know. I heard this rumor. I don't remember from where. Even if I did, I don't want to get torched. We don't have enough viewers for me to get torched. That pretty much Mandalorian was supposed to be Boba Fett. The Boba Fett show was supposed to come out first, but Kathleen Kennedy, the president, wanted Mandalorian to come out first. And so John and I forget who else wrote the Mandalorian. They're like, well, Boba Fett's not coming out until we don't know when, so we're pretty much just write all the stuff for Boba for the Mandalorian. So that's why I think that's a true rumor. I think that's why Boba Fett kind of sucked and Mando was good. Because they used all the material for Boba on Mando and then didn't really have anything for Boba.
That would make sense. That'd be kind of weird, but it'd be kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, and we have a lot more on Boba Fett. I mean, on Bo-Katan than we do Boba. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, isn't that weird?
It is weird. I mean, people love Boba more than Bo-Katan a lot more, but we have way more on Bo-Katan than Boba.
Since Empire Strikes Back, like that's been forever.
So yeah. And I want to get into right before we get into the Lego spot, the Lego stuff. I wanted to get into Kenobi, because it's just around the corner, May 25th. You know, it's far, but not that far. So, none of these are confirmed. Some of these are like most likely, like these were leaked and rumors by people who released the N1 Starfighter, right? Because like the day before that show came out, one of the leakers was like, "Yep, this is coming out." So
so it's a reputable source.
Yes. So this handsome man, we got some rumors on him. So, this is a big one. I think this could. Nonetheless, that this show has a lot on the line. Like if this show sucks, there's gonna be a lot of people who hate Star Wars, man. At least Disney Star Wars, because there's just gonna be. Because like, in my opinion, Mando was pretty good, and it made up for the last shitty movie. So we were just kind of in a dead spot. Because like the movies weren't very good, and it like split a lot of people. Mando kind of put everyone back on the edge, and then I liked Bad Batch, and kind of liked Boba, but they were both mediocre. They both weren't crappy, but they both weren't great. You know what I mean? Like Mando was great.
Yeah,
it was really great. And in parts of Mando, I mean parts of Bad Batch and parts of Boba weren't great, but like as we talked about Boba, some of them was just like lackluster and was like, why are we even getting this? It doesn't help story or anything. So if Kenobi sucks, it's going to set a lot of people off. So this rumor right here is a big one, and I don't know how people are going to take it if it comes to fruition, is Vader and Kenobi said to have 2 fights. Not just one, but 2 fights. So, and I think I said a while ago, remember when Vader said to Kenobi in A New Hope, when I last left you, you were but the master, and I was but the apprentice or whatever. And he said, when I last left you. So obviously we could easily get a fight, but throwing 2 in there is just I'm up for it because like I mean this is kind of what I've been hearing. This is kind of how I feel too. Is like people want to see it but don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Like because it's gonna be awesome seeing Kenobi and Christian Hayden back at it. You know because who doesn't want to see that? You know what I mean? Everyone wants to see that. But if it wrecks with canon and lore storyline, I also don't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. That's how a lot of the community feels. How do you feel about it, Afton?
I think that 2 would be stretching it, definitely. You could do 1. I mean, I agree with you pretty much.
That was one of the ones that was most likely confirmed. Like, not 100%, but a big one. Another really big one, and I like part of it and part of this not, is Vader is supposed to be more powerful than we've ever seen him before in Limber. So the most powerful we've ever seen him, that's great. Like when we saw him in Rogue One, everyone went crazy because it's the first time we saw Vader go ham on Rebels. Because when we saw him in A New Hope and all the other ones, he's old and he's slower. So seeing him 10 years younger than that is going to be awesome to see him. The Limber part is, that doesn't even make sense. How can you have this guy, like, parts of it was like, he's going to do backflips in the air. Like, he can't do that. He's half robotic.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be really weird. I mean,
like, making him more powerful, great. But you don't have to make him do backflips and twirls in the air to make him more powerful.
And that'd take away from his dramaticness, you know? Like,
that would take away from his, like, one handicap.
Yeah. His one handicap. And this man, like, in Rogue One, he walks into the room. It looks like he has no effort, and he just kills everyone looking at him. Same thing with A New Hope. All of them, and he's just a boss. But then if you have Vader doing flips everywhere, it looks like he has to actually try, and it just takes away from some of his, I don't know.
Yeah,
crazy.
I agree. So, like, I want to see him more powerful. I don't want to see crazy flips. I actually think it'd still be pretty cool, but that does mess with us. Like, the reason he can't do this, like, if he could do that stuff, he would be like, he'd be able to shoot lightning out of his hands and things like that nature. You know what I mean? But so I don't like that. It's not a big thing. That's not like 100%. Obviously, I said these were rumors. The other one is, I think this is like a pretty, like, this was what, like, one of the plots for either the show or an episode was leaked. So Inquisitors are supposed to be a big part of that. Obviously, when we reviewed the trailer, we saw the concept art with one of the Inquisitors in it. Remember? Yep. So obviously they're a big part. We keep hearing plot rumors with Inquisitors involved, and one of them is the Inquisitors using Leia as a trap to catch Jedi, especially Kenobi. And before you were like, how would they know Leia has a connection to Kenobi? This is what I heard the connection was. It's because they know Bail Organa has a connection to the Jedi.
How do they know that? Because he's a sympathizer?
Yeah, they know that. But they can't, like, they don't want to, like, political suicide, so they're going to capture his daughter so that he kind of like blackmail, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I actually kind of like that. Because, like, then we get the Skywalkers involved.
And that like right there doesn't necessarily imply that, oh, we know that Leia knows about this. It's more of, hey, we know that the Jedi like this person, so we're going to kidnap her and blackmail them to come to her, save her.
Well, she's only like 11 or 10 at this point, so she's very young.
Exactly.
So it's not like it's Princess Leia. I mean, it's Princess Leia technically, but it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not from like A New Hope. So I actually like it as long as it's like, in that scenario happens, Vader's not a big part, because then it'll be like, how did Vader like spend so much time with Leia and not realize it was his daughter? You know what I mean? As long as it's the Inquisitors, totally fine. But if it's Vader, like, he would sense it's his daughter. So, like, that's a good plot as long as Vader is not too involved in that part of that plot. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
But I think that's actually a brilliant plot. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Putting Leia in there, like, at that age. Now, if Leia's like 10 at this point, right? You think Luke's going to do it? Obi-Wan avoided Luke. I was just thinking. I was just spitballing. I forgot Obi-Wan, like, avoided Luke for that as much as possible. He's like, oh, old Ben Kenobi. Haven't seen him in X amount of years. It was like forever.
Well, he wasn't avoiding him. His uncle wanted him to avoid him because his uncle didn't like Kenobi.
Exactly.
So, but I think we're obviously going to see Luke, because the whole point of Kenobi being there is because of Luke. So we're going to see him at least a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for Star Wars. I mean, I'm sure there's some other stuff that I've missed. What's that?
I see Obi-Wan Kenobi rumored to introduce a new Jedi character. You see this yet?
No.
So my classmate showed me this, and Nabi to the Star Wars universe. Nabi is his name. He was a Sefi senator. You look up Navi. and supposedly the rumor is he's going to be in the series somewhere, and that could play a part into the Inquisitors don't know necessarily where Kenobi is, but they find this guy, and Kenobi comes to save him or something. That could just be part of it. I want me to share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So. All right, cool. You can see it?
Yeah, let me add the stream.
Obi-Wan Kenobi rumored to introduce a new Jedi character, Jedi Knight Navi, to the Star Wars universe. And I mean, this is right now just a rumor. This is very recent too. And
Who's the rumor? Who's that rumor? Who's the rumor by?
I'm not too sure.
Who's the website?
This one's CBR.com.
Okay. I think it's just like a very basic thing.
Yeah. So I mean, doesn't have much, but he was in the comics for a little bit, and I mean, it's just some other thing that could be happening, and that could explain part of here's the Inquisitors coming, and maybe I don't know. It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Just something I saw that very recent, like literally 12 hours ago, as of the recording.
It's exciting. I mean, Star Wars content is always exciting because it's always building new characters, new planets, new species, new things about the Force. Like that's partly why everyone loves Star Wars, because it's not like Marvel, where like Marvel's expansive and they can pretty much do whatever they want because of how many universes they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Star Wars is just one universe, and it's a timeline that you have to build upon and compact stuff within it. Yeah. I think that's partly why people love Star Wars so much. So I think that's cool. I mean, I've never heard of that, but that's
Lucasfilm has not confirmed the report, so whether or not he'll actually be in it is speculation right now.
Lucasfilm doesn't usually confirm anything, so that doesn't mean too much.
Fair enough.
All right, we'll get into some Lego shit real quick.
That's what I like to hear.
So I don't remember if I did this. I don't think I did. I went through one of the last videos and I didn't hear it. But I had talked about the AT-TE coming out, and the Lego AT-TE. Remember, I told you the 6 Lego pieces.
Yep.
So I also talked about I really want a gunship, because gunship is my favorite vehicle. It's just something I've wanted since I was, very young. So I'm just excited, and I was listening, and there's never been a Lego AT-TE set or a summer set or whatever that summer didn't come out with a
gunship.
Like, they've always been paired together, always. In 2012, I think, was one of the last ones, and then 2008 or something like that. And which I think is just awesome. That almost like confirms we're getting a gunship.
Not completely, but like pretty darn
close. And there's only been one time people will say, well, that's not true. There's only been one time that it didn't happen, and it was this. And I don't count it because this is Rex's, remember his ATE from Rebels?
Yeah.
Obviously, a gunship wouldn't come out with that because that's not a clone thing. I mean, it kind of is, but you could understand why, like, if they didn't ever pair it, it'd be like this one set. You would get that.
That's not even like really the same era, too. I mean, it kind of is, but I mean, it's late. Those and gunships weren't used at the same time anyway.
Exactly. So why would it come out during this time? So
exactly.
So I think that's exciting. Exciting for me. I don't know. I know a lot of Lego Star Wars fans are usually into the clones and gunships and all of that. So the fact that we're getting a gunship this summer is exciting, and I'm excited for it. So if a gunship comes out, I'm probably getting 3 or 4 of them, 2 AT-ATs at the minimum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So another thing, I talked about possibly a Cad Bane ship coming out, right? And people were speculating, like, that was just a rumor. That was a strong rumor, because like everything else from that rumor list is came to fruition so far, including the AT-TE. So I don't want this to be completely wrong, because it could mean the AT-TE is wrong, but I don't think it is, because whatever. You don't have to go into detail. But one of the things was Cad Bane's ship. Why would it be $160? His ship's not that big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the speculation is, instead of that, we could be getting, because we don't know when Fallen Order is coming out, or when the trailer's coming out. So we could be getting that ship. I forget the name of that ship, but that main ship that you drive around on and go to hyperspace on.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's something that's up in the air, and that's another strong possibility. Because the thing is, yes, the Mantis. Yep. So that's another strong rumors between Cad Bane's ship and the Mantis from Fallen Order. And to be quite honest, I'd be excited for both, because if we get a Cad Bane ship, it's most likely going to be from Bad Batch, which means Omega is most likely going to be in it, and I want Omega because that's the only one I'm missing, and I want another Cad Bane. But if it's from Mantis, that's like one of our first video game Lego sets in probably over a decade. I think one of the last ones was from what is it called? Force Unleashed, and that came out like 15 years ago. So it'd be nice to get a new one.
Yeah, and I mean, what's it called? They're both crazy cool ships. Cad Bane's ship is just in the Clone Wars. It's beautiful, and I mean, it's Cad Bane's is more iconic, but the Mantis is it's a cool ship overall. It's kind of like, I don't know what those Imperial starfighters were, not starfighters, transports were that transported like Vader around and all that. The ones that had 3 wings and they folded up. It was very similar to that. It's a cool ship.
3 wings. Wait, can you repeat the last part?
We'll look it up.
No, what were you describing? I wasn't listening.
It's like an Imperial ship Imperial shuttle. That's all I'm saying. The Imperial, you know what those are?
Is it the white one?
Yeah, the one that has up and then down to. Shoot, looks kind of like that's just. Damn, I really suck.
I think so, buddy.
You know what I'm talking about? Just look at the Imperial shuttle.
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. The Mantis is a lot like that, but I just think it's a really cool design.
I agree. I like that one. So, I have so much glare. Let me see.
You're white.
So we do have confirmation on 3 sets. I think I misspoke last time, so I just wanted to give confirmation. All 3. Oh shit, I forgot. So 3 not brickheads. The helmets, Dark Trooper. I already forgot one of them, and Luke's helmet are coming out March. So 3 helmets. Remember the Dark Trooper set?
Yep, the one that has
the Dark Trooper and Luke. The 3 Dark Troopers and Luke.
That's the one that you can
from the hallway scene.
Yep.
That's $30, and then the Boba Fett's Palace, which you can already pre-order on Amazon for $100. All of that comes out March 1st. So there's that, and then I think this is the only June set that I know of, like confirmed. There's like the Summer Wave comes in like June, August, and September. So this is the only one that I know 100% that's coming out is the Starfighter, N1 Starfighter.
Yeah.
That's coming out in June. I think you can already pre-order it on Amazon for $60. I think it's 60 is a little too steep, just in my opinion. But
how many pieces is that time?
It doesn't say on there. The reason that one's also a big one is because it has the BD one. Remember the BD droid from? It's the first time we've gotten a BD droid in Lego. Like they molded a new spot for it, and that girl mechanic's in there. So those are some pretty exclusive pieces that we could be getting from minifigs we could be getting from them.
That's probably part of why it's so expensive, but still, it doesn't look that big.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look that big. But usually 30 or 60 and 30 usually go down. Like you could probably trust on Amazon. I'm not going to pre-order them because I'm going to get full price. But like after Boba Fett's Palace is out in March, by June in the Summer Wave, I bet it's going to be down $10-$20, and I'll probably get it then.
Smart.
So those are all confirmed. You could I think you can pre-order N1 and the Boba Fett, and I think those are the only ones you can pre-order. So, yes, I think that is it for the Lego and Star Wars news. I have some other things we could talk about that aren't really news, but do you have anything that came out this week or the last couple of weeks?
I don't have any news really. I mean, I saw that that Obi-Wan Kenobi thing, and that's about all I saw.
I am pretty proud. I gotta get this because it's you'll see.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Imperial Light Cruiser, my guy.
I know it's dumb, but that's the biggest set I've ever bought, and so I like it. It's awesome. I bought a couple of big sets. I bought the A-Wing. That wasn't big. I think it was like $30. I think it was 25 on sale. That's why I bought it. I bought Vader's Castle. That was a big one. It was 130, but that bad boy was 160. So my biggest set, yeah, that I personally buy. I might buy. So there's UCS and the Master Series, right? Master Series is usually like a scene. So like if you go like, I think the Master Series that's still in stock right now you can buy is the Cantina scene.
Is that the? How much is that set? Is that the one I'm thinking?
$350.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. I was buying that one or the gunship, and I couldn't tell which one to buy.
The one that came out a couple of years ago, that was a big one, was the Ewok one. There was like 5 Ewoks and some.
Yeah, that Cantina scene you're talking about, that is retiring like late next year.
Well, we're getting another one this year, most likely. Because usually what happens is they put UCS set out one year, and the next year they put a Master Series out. For some reason, they let UCS go on a couple more years, and they let Master Series. They retire Master Series a little bit quicker usually.
That's weird.
This year, it's $500. So there's a couple of speculations. People think it's going to be either Hoth, because we've gotten a couple of Hoth things already. If you look, there's the ATST. And then there's the Hoth Trooper pack. There's the Snow Trooper battle pack. So that's a big one. People are like, we might get that. I don't think what I'm praying for is a Camino or something from Episode 2. But we're already getting so much Episode 2. I don't think they're gonna flood it with Episode 2 stuff. They're gonna kind of like they usually kind of go half and half. So
yeah, Episode 2 is a good one to have it from because.
But they've never done it, and it's going to be a long time before they do prequel stuff for Master Series.
Yeah,
so
I bet so.
But that'll probably be the biggest set I'll ever get if that is that. But the 160 is the biggest set. That's why I just wanted to try. I was excited to get that. And I think that's really about it for now. If you guys enjoy the Lego content, let us know. I can start doing more Lego stuff. I have been getting more sets. I used to be getting like sets maybe once a month, once every other month. But now that I'm living on my own and I, make more money now, I buy my own sets reasonably like once a week. And so I would love to start doing reviews or just more Lego Star Wars news. And it's strictly Star Wars. So I'm not making any Lego stuff because I don't care about any other Lego stuff.
Yeah, Lego suck, except for Star Wars.
Yes. So if you like this, give us a like, give us a comment what you want to see next. If you're listening on podcast, that whole 10 seconds where I was trying to show the YouTube my ship, I'm sorry that you couldn't see that podcast. Anything else, Afton?
I think that's about it.
All right. If you're on the podcast, hit that follow.
Subscribe.
Yep. Bell. Oh wait, I gotta press that. Yeah. Notification. We've been so off with Athens busy and kind of Master Apprentice is kind of hard to perform with just by myself. So when Afton graduates, we're hoping he'll be a little less busy. We're hoping he's hopefully moving in with me. So hopefully content will be pretty sexy by then. So
it better be. Yeah.
Well, I think it's it. Subscribe, please, and please, if you don't, your mom's gay.
Yeah.
Subscribe if your mom's gay.
Subscribe.
Your mom's gay. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.